Feuilleton, author Jaroslav Beran, Blood Cell in the Space. Humanity has a peculiar quality that it is never satisfied with its limits. As soon as it seems that we have discovered everything that is possible, the question immediately begins to gnaw at us. What is beyond? What is beyond the last galaxy, beyond the horizon of a black hole's events, or even before the Big Bang itself? Few people have the courage to admit that perhaps nothing exists, that there is no beyond, but only silence that cannot be defined. And even fewer people accept that they are confined to observing from a limited pocket of space and time. No, man wants to fly. He wants to break the horizon, lift the curtain of mystery and see beyond. But if we were to take a break from human conceit for a moment and try to imagine a different perspective, we would discover how absurd the whole thing actually is. Take, for example, a red blood cell. It is spelled incorrectly because a blood cell has no eyes, ears, or brain circuits that can laugh at itself. And yet one can imagine it as a being with a desire to know. It surfs through the arterial flow and says to itself, there must be a border somewhere. What is behind those eternally pulsating walls of the blood vessels? There must be something out there too. Sometimes it lingers in the spleen, among friends. There, stories are told about the mysterious organ of the heart, which is said to control everything, to drive blood to all corners of the body, and to have the power to end life and to start it anew. Another blood cell swears that it has glimpsed something like a white cell that speaks the language of stricter laws. Then, when this little red traveler raises her head to the arch of the blood vessel wall, she gazes into the vibrating red glow. There, beyond that wall, she thinks, there must be something greater. Perhaps light, perhaps the ultimate truth. And that is exactly how a person thinks when he looks at the starry sky. A blood cell does not know that beyond its border is not a paradise of knowledge, but the smell of disinfection and the grey coldness of the skin. It has no idea that its world is only a microscopic fraction of a much larger whole that would not understand it anyway. And we? We also live in a body whose outlines we cannot see from the inside. We call it the universe. Just as a cell cannot leave the body without disappearing, neither can we cross the boundaries of the space that created us. All our rocket fuels, quantum equations, and dreams of warp drives are perhaps just a momentary flash of the metabolism of the cosmos. Now imagine that blood cell that will one day leave the bloodstream. The body will discard it, decompose it, and melt it into another substance. In a sense, it will cross its borders, and there, beyond the red stream, it will see the truth. Lights, sounds, smells, incomprehensible to it, a universe that transcends her physiology. If she had the chance to tell anyone, those inside the circuit would laugh at her. That's impossible, they would say. Beyond the blood vessels, there is only non-existence, nothingness. But she would already know that the border is not the end. It is just another form of being. And so the man with binoculars in his hand, glued to the edge of his Milky Way, tells himself that beyond that dark horizon there must be an answer. That one day we will cross the bloodstream of the universe and know what lies beyond. Maybe we really are as naive as that blood cell, but maybe it is this curiosity, this biological reflex to transcend one's own body that gives meaning to everything. Because whether there is nothing beyond the border or everything, one cannot help but think that the journey there is what makes us part of the endless cycle of life. And who knows, maybe all this is being read by some giant being whose blood vessels